Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up the flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, but then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shouts out to the early birds, starting with Dun, Dun, Dun. Chastity Fawcett. What's up? Miss Pamela Renee. What it do? What's up, King Judah? Divine Energy. Karen Robinson. Nicole Marks. Lamont Garrison, Alex L. What up? What up? What up, Oakland? Eric Byam, New York City. Silence the Violence and Shun the Guns TV. What's up? See Pamela with 2 M's. Mary Sterling, Mr. Pruitt Sr. Fam, we got to go and get into this one, though. We got to go and jump down on this. I don't say things to say I told you so, but I told you so. I know some of y'all was like really hoping that Diddy would be gone for those entire 4.5 years and perhaps he'd never come back. Y'all was hoping that he'd go down there and get killed or something. But it don't look like that's in the cards because according to TMZ, Trump is considering commuting Diddy's sentence as early as this week. Not next week, not next month, not next year, as early as this week. So let's go back down memory lane. Before Diddy ever got sentenced, I told y'all that Trump was going to pardon him. And I told you also after he got sentenced that Diddy was not going to bring the new year in jail. And I also added that not only would Diddy be going home before the end of the year, he would be going home before the holidays. According to a source, Trump is really thinking hard on commutation. Some people at the White House staff are urging Trump not to commute the sentence, however. There's people in the White House saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But the source says that it's obvious Trump will do what he wants to do. And we're being told that Trump could set Diddy free as early as this week. As you know, family, Diddy is serving a 50-month prison sentence for violating the Mann Act. He served 13 months, and with credit, he could get out in 2 years, but none of that matters if Trump commutes his sentence. As you know, Trump just commuted the sentence of former Congressman George Santos last Friday. Yeah, I mean, dude chilling. He at the house, chilling. We do know that almost immediately after Diddy was sentenced earlier this month, his legal team was in touch with a high-ranking White House official who has the ear of Donald Trump regarding commutation or pardon. Just days later, Trump told the media he was aware of the ask. He was aware. As you know, Diddy fell out of Trump's graces when he supported Biden in 2020. But Trump didn't slam the door shut on Diddy. He got some mercy for him. We're told it's now squarely on the table. Pardon is on the table. The pardon is on the table. The pardon with Diddy's name on it is on the table. All Trump got to do is take that little gnarly hand and just, it's over. And Diddy get to go home. I'm going to tell you straight up, fam. I don't think I would be as pro Diddy going home if not for Diddy getting railroaded, them railroading a black man. See, while I understand that we can't have predators in our neighborhood no matter what color they are, we also cannot have the government indiscriminately targeting black men and railroading black men who they don't like or who their allies don't like. We can't allow, or we can't ever support individuals who work within government to weaponize the DOJ to go after people that they don't like just because they don't like them. And we all know, ain't no way possible if Diddy was a white dude, he'd be going through something like this. Because, you know, Elvis and Jerry Lee Lewis, they was at it young, boy, they was getting them young. They was getting them as young as 14. And, you know, they got museums opening their names and stuff. Yeah. And then what's that other dude, that actor? I mean, that actor slash director, Woody or something. He went back to he took off and went back over to England after he committed all those crimes. I think he married his cousin. He married some little adopted girl or something, little underage girl. Woody Allen, that's his name. Woody Allen. Woody was laying the wood on underage girls, and they to this day still celebrate him. They still watch his movies. They got his movies on all of the major networks. You can order if you want to watch the movie. You can order it if it's not already in rotation right now. This is the double standard. Yeah, stepdaughter, right? Appreciate that, Divine. Yeah. So it's the double standard, family, that I don't like. And it's the double standard that we can't get used to approving. We can't ever get that type of stuff I support, because if it could happen to Diddy, who's a billionaire, you know damn well it could happen to you or me or somebody that we care about. Think about that. This is America. Billionaires don't go to jail. Hold on, I got me one. The Black Party is officially open. Got me one. Here we go. Boom. Out of here. Just a reminder, we around here we get rid of trolls because trolls are hoes, and we just block them and keep on moving. We don't give them, we don't say their name. We ignore them like their daddy did, and we disown them like their mothers did. You know, don't show them no, don't give them no action, just like the people in their life that they tried to call themselves romantically interested in. They never had a good time, never had good, they never had good luck with those type in that type of situation. So our goal here is to make sure that those losers stay on a losing streak. Yeah, man. What's up, Keith? Keith Henry. Henry sounds like Henry, but it's Henry. Stephen Wren, what up? Charlene Evans. All right, y'all, where y'all at with it, man? Diddy going home this week? Give me a thumbs up if y'all think it's gonna go down this week. If it's going down this week, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs down and say, nah, he ain't gonna do it, man. He ain't gonna do it. Let's see where y'all at with it. Let's see where you at with it. Sharon up, BB up, Tony B up, Reggie O down, Tiffany up, RMP up, her up, Michael up, Battle up, Dorel up, Kyla up, Doris up, King up, Shamar up. Angela Jefferson up. I decided up. Keep up. I'm gonna delete your comment right now, Ernest. I ain't gonna block you just yet, but you got to come on here and be a little bit more respectful, bro. You can't come on here with all that wild energy, because if I let you get away with it, then you're gonna have people that don't understand this platform that's gonna jump on here for the first time, and they're gonna see your energy and they're gonna think that's the type of energy we have over here, and that ain't what we do over here. Over here, we do a little venting and stuff from time to time, but a lot of what we do is information and instructions. A lot of what we do over here is try to get an understanding, you see? So, but all of that, all that profanity and unnecessary stuff, we don't do that over here. Because what happens is that you end up missing the whole message, and you just have people just jumping on there, just rambling and venting, and that's all it's, and that's all the platform becomes about. You know what I'm saying? That's the only energy. Like, and I'm not trying to do that. They can go to World Star and get that. But I do feel you. Just because I said that don't mean I'm not. I don't feel the same way. I'm just talking about the tone. The tone. What's up, Kevin? Troy. What's up, Troy? Big Valley. John, I see you. Willis Hester. Everett Moore. What up? Zachary Watts. Z Watts. Z Watts. Larry Rucker Jr. So I'm thinking if we got the news today and it's out there now, I think tomorrow, Wednesday, he'll make his move. He'll make his move tomorrow or Wednesday. Because the paperwork been on his desk. He already seen the paperwork. It's already been confirmed that he had the paperwork. Now, this is what I would say. I would raise him one. I would raise the DOJ one by saying, when they let out Diddy, put Cassie in there with no trial. We don't even need no trial. She already been to trial. We already heard everything she had to say. So we ain't got to waste no tax dollars going through a whole new trial just to send her straight to jail. Because if Diddy is guilty, she is guilty too. Because she paid for sex. She had sex. She admitted. She oftentimes called the escorts. She oftentimes paid the escorts. She oftentimes initiated freak-offs when Diddy wasn't even, I ain't gonna say thinking about it, but he didn't prompt her to. She just reached out to him and said, hey, let's do a freak-off for your birthday. Doesn't sound like someone who was under duress to me. So, yeah, she making phone calls and making payments. Anybody else, like if that's conspiracy, anybody else going to jail. So she had the sex, she had the freak offs, she set them up, she got paid. She paid. Ain't that somehow she turned around and went and got paid? And then turned around and helped to punish her co-conspirator, let the government tell it. It's almost like she got rewarded for her participation. On every level, it seemed like she got rewarded. No, man, I'm not with that, man. I'm not with that. That sets a dangerous precedent. That sets a dangerous precedence. I'm not with that. She should be in jail. Lucky Dougie, what's up? Ronald Love, Henry Edwards. If you're just not joining, family, according to reports, Donald Trump, your president, could pardon Diddy as early as this week. Not next week, not next month, not next year. This week, Diddy could be on the floor with his dancing shoes on. You know Diddy gonna dance when he get out. You know he gonna dance. If he don't do nothing else, he gonna dance. Him and that lookalike son he got. They gonna be like doing the kid and play, kicking feet, bumping feet, and everything, man. It's gonna be going down. Combs is gonna throw a big, big party. So Trump is considering commuting Diddy's sentence as early as this week. This is according to a high-ranking White House official. This ain't from the outside. This is on the inside. White House, high-ranking official. We're told some of the White House staff are urging Trump not to commute the sentence. Who in the White House is urging Trump not to commute that sentence? That's what I want to know. According to sources, Trump is vacillating on commutation. Vacillating on commutation. Diddy could be out as early as this week. Yeah, at the end of the day, Trump gonna do what he want to do. None of those people in the White House got no power. They ain't got no say so on nothing. At the end of the day, if Trump say that's what it's gonna be, that's what it's gonna be, and ain't none of them gonna have the balls to stand up and say I oppose. I told him not to do it. None of them. Once he make his decision, all of them gonna get on board and say that was the right decision. None of them are gonna publicly go against him. All of them are gonna act like they were on board the entire time. So just because he's vacillating on that decision does not mean that he's going to take anybody's advice. I don't even think he's vacillating on it. I think he's just going to do what he want to do. I think he's just listening to him, and they somehow, some way, the arrogance in them make them think that he is, giving it some deep thought, but he's not. He already made his mind up, and he's going to do what he want to do. Diddy is serving a 50-month prison sentence for violating the Mann Act. He served 13 months, and with credit, he could get out in around 2 years. But none of that matters if Trump commutes his sentence. As you know, Trump commuted the sentence of former Congressman George Santos last Friday. After Diddy was sentenced, almost immediately, his legal team got in touch with the White House, and they were like, yo, man, we need this pardon. What's up? What's up with that pardon, bro? Well, is Diddy gonna kiss the ring? Yeah, he's willing to kiss the ring. He's gonna have to kiss the ring to get that pardon. So that's going to be that's going to be what it is. Diddy got a huge platform. What, 20 million, 19 million now? I think he lost about 1 million or 100,000 or something like that, or 100. I don't know. But he was at I think 20 million on Instagram. Let's see what Diddy look like on Instagram. Diddy IG. 19,000, 300,000 followers. So he lost almost 1 million followers, about 1 million followers. After he was charged. He lost about 1 million. Looked like another 19 million said whoop-de-doo. Doris Crumpton. Yeah, this is wild. You know, there's an old saying, fam, you make your friends before you need them. If Diddy didn't know Trump, he'd be standing in that long line like everybody else. But because he knows him, he can make that call and boom, he skipped the line. Right now, Trump is behaving like a politician, a true politician. Y'all remember when people used to say Trump is not a politician? That's what his followers said the first term. He's not a politician. I like him because he's not a politician. I like him because he's not a politician. He says what's on his mind. He's a politician. Let me explain something to you. The moment you decide to run for office and you put out that, you print that first campaign flyer, you're a politician. Because everything you do is, tied to politics. You got to promote yourself. You're running for a certain district, you got to promote yourself. You got to try to appeal to as many people as possible, even the people that don't like you. You got to appeal to them. I remember when I was running for city council in Houston, I had a lock, stock, and barrel. I could have won, but I had to drop out because of my record. And I was running. There was these two black women who are they're like neighborhood liaisons. They are type that have their nose and hand in everything in the neighborhood, and they're like really, really deeply involved. So they were trying to bully me. I went to this. I went to a luncheon. I went to one of those luncheons, community luncheons. It wasn't anything like really major, but it was a community luncheon. And when I first got there, it was two of them. They walked up to me and they were like, Willie D, well, we need to talk to you. I said, yeah, okay, yeah, hold up. I ain't like the tone that we need to talk to you. I didn't like that tone. And then I'm standing off to the side with another political person, somebody who knows everybody. So I'm like, who are those women right there? Oh, that's such. They run such community development, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, okay. And I tell him what they did. He was like, yeah. I said, yeah, man, they deep, they got their hand in everything. And you probably gonna have to have a conversation with them at some point. So after the luncheon was over, I'm on my way out and I see them in the atrium. And they're standing there like waiting to talk to me. And she said, Willie D, and I just said, hold up. And I went and got in my truck and I drove off. I'm like, I would not be bullied. I would not be bullied. I would not be pushed around. You don't want to vote for me? Don't vote for me. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna bow down. I ain't finna kiss the rain. I'm not finna get outside of myself. I'm not finna make promises that I can't keep. Then I was at another event. I was at an event with Sheila Jackson Lee, and it was a get out to vote event. So this dude walks up, this black dude, he stands up and he starts talking. So he started talking over, like screaming, like talking, like yelling at the people on the stage. And then one of the guys, he directed a question at me. He was like, "Yeah, Willie D." And when he directed the question at me, security rushed him, hit him with a Trump type. One of them, how Trump people be grabbing people, dragging them out. They got rough with him. I said, nah. I said, let him talk, because at that point he hadn't offended me. He just was talking. So, I'm thinking he got a legitimate concern, but he just started talking, and he just started talking really reckless. All that old huffing and puffing. And man, I walked over that fool and, like, you ain't, that internet shit cool, but in person, like, you ain't gonna be able to get away with the same thing in person with me. Like, so if you on the internet talking, you at your safest distance, you good. But all that bumping and talking down, and I'm now, man, I don't give a damn about all that. Gonna go out the window. This gonna be the whoop ass city councilman. That's all it is to it. You either gonna vote for me or you're not. But you ain't finna come and be disrespectful, not in my presence. So, but I saw that he was trying to do what he was trying to do. He had a phone, and he was recording, and his girlfriend was recording also. So, I don't know what happened, man, but something happened with those phones, and somehow, some way, him and his girlfriend and their little nappy head baby got ran out of the city. That's right, I said it. Got ran all the way out of Houston. Like, you better know the terrain. You better understand where you at. When you doing all that bumping, you better know where you are. Yeah, and when I checked him, Sheila Jackson Lee was like, I've never seen you act like that. I've never seen you that mad before, but he brought it on himself. He brought it on himself. I was like, man, I hated to do it. But man, hey, don't start none, won't be none. And here I am. I was trying to give him the benefit of doubt. I was really trying to let him speak. I said, nah, let the brother speak. Let him talk. Because I'm cool as long as I'm cool with people being, disagreeing with me or whatever, because I don't know everything. And enlighten me, I'm cool with that. But be respectful. Be respectful. And a lot of people are not respectful because they just ain't got enough ass whoopings in life. That's all it is to it. A lot of people that's disrespectful, they just haven't gotten enough ass whoopings. Because people who are respectful, a lot of people are respectful not because they're afraid of anybody. It ain't got nothing to do being scared of somebody. Being respectful, it's just being respectful is common courtesy. Because you could be respectful of a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, 10-year-old, so they ain't got nothing to do with being scared of somebody. It's just common decency. But a lot of these dudes, they don't have that because they living their life out through this internet. They living a life out in a virtual world where they can do a lot of things that they wouldn't have been able to do before the internet. They say a lot of things they wouldn't have been able to say to get away with. And here's the thing too. A lot of these dudes that be reckless and talking that talk, the only thing the internet has done is delayed. That's all the internet does. It just delay the ass whooping. It's just delay you getting your head knocked off. That's all it does. It's just delay it. It's just it's delayed it. That's all it's done. Keep on, and it's gonna happen. That's automatic. It's going to happen because everybody ain't playing. But yeah, fam, he got, and that it's that what he did reminded me of how those people be out in, mainly you see this happening in like New York and California. You'll see these animal loving people running up on people, throwing paint on their fur coats and stuff. Man, I hardly ever wear fur coats these days, but in my 20s and 30s, well, I used to step out with them coats on. I step out with them coats on back then. And I was just like, I wish I had that attitude. I wish a mother would. So those type of people, they know who to throw that paint on and who not to throw that paint on. I'm like, I wish you would throw some paint on me. It'll be the last time you ever in your life, ever in your life throw paint on anybody. In fact, from that point on, just looking at paint will make them faint out. It'll make them faint. They just fall out and just start shaking. Sweating, shaking, and doing the boogaloo, all kinds of stuff. Like, shit, yeah, it'd be the last time. Don't start none, won't be none, man. What's up, Catherine London? Yeah, man, I try to avoid trouble, man, because, it's like the old saying, trouble is easy to get into and hard to get out of. So I try my best to avoid trouble because, look, fam, conflict is costly. Conflict. I'm speaking specifically on conflict now, not just trouble, but conflict. Conflict is costly. If you get into some type of physical conflict, even if you win, you might lose. Even if you win, you might lose. Police pull you over, you're mad. You're agitated. They profiled you. And then they start gaslighting like you in the wrong because you upset, telling you to calm down. They don't know how many times you've been pulled over and profiled and just being somebody just holding you up, wasting your time, messing with you. So it gets physical. Now you got a charge for resisting arrest. And if the police officer break one of his precious fingernails, or he fall to the ground in pursuit of slamming you to the ground, now you got assault on a police officer. If you swing on him and you actually punch him, they're going to turn that all the way up. So you might be able to punch him out, punch him unconscious. When you get through punching them unconscious, wherever you're going, make sure you get a good meal because they're on their way and you're going to jail. So now you just punched the sucker out who was going to eventually get punched out by somebody else anyway. So now you got to spend $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on attorney fees. If you're working for somebody else, you're going to lose that job, more than likely. Your future is in doubt. You just gave people who have been paid to show you no mercy the power to show you no mercy. And you in there hoping against all odds that God find his way to this devil's heart just for a moment to give you some type of break. And even if you get a break, it ain't the break that you wanted. You was trying to hope for probation or a dismissal, some understanding. Instead, your maximum could have been 10 years. They gave you 5 years. You still went to prison. You're out of money. You lost your family. You're in prison. You won, but in the end, you lost. And the fool who started it all is still on the streets doing the same thing he was doing before he ever laid eyes on you. So you just got to be smart. I'm not saying don't defend yourself, but in certain situations, it's possible to not even put yourself in a position where you have to defend yourself. When that fool pull you over, the name of the game is to get them out your face as soon as possible, because as long as they're around you, they're just trying to find something to charge you for. So your job is to get them out of your face as soon as possible and get back home safely. As soon as possible. Legally. Because I know somebody probably listen and say, well, damn, I shot him. He told me to get him out my face as soon as possible so I can get back home, so I shot him. No, not that, man. I'm not talking about that. Yeah, I'm talking about don't escalate it yourself, you know. Don't try to beat the police in the streets. They run the streets. The gangs don't run nothing. They don't run the streets. Because when the police come and want to arrest the gang member go quietly. So that right there let you know the gang members don't run the streets. When the police come through with arrest warrants, not gang members. Gang members don't come through with arrest warrants. They don't come through, they don't pull the police over and say, come with me. The police pull them over and say, come with me. You're under arrest. So the gang members don't run nothing. They prey on each other. They prey on people who look like them. They prey on their own community. That's it. They have no power. None. Zero. So I'm not saying don't engage in conflict, but just make sure it's worth it. You know, make sure it's worth it, and make sure you're right. Make sure you're in the right. Because when you're in the right, hey man, you got a fighting chance when you're in the right. But if you're in the wrong, they're gonna punish you. They're gonna punish you. Angela Dat Night, what up? Andre Stevens, Easter Wiley. Veritas, God Bill. God allow. Miss P's Boutique, what up? Teresa Nelson, Fat Farm Ray, what it do, North Carolina? Bin Laden's chopper. I wonder what you were thinking, like when you came up with that name, like how did you come up with that name? Like, it's like, you know what, I need a handle. Let me see. Let me see. Um, Saddam Hussein's turban. Nah, that ain't hitting hard enough. Uh, Let me see. Mm, Putin's, Putin's guns, Putin's ammunition. Nah, Bin Laden's guns. Nah, Bin, Bin Laden's chopper. Bin Laden's chopper. That's it. What's up, Kevin Rayford? Thomas T. say, will black folks vote for Trump now? So let me get this straight. Do you think black folks are that stupid? Or you think that black folks are that slow that just because he let one dude out of prison that everybody's supposed to just go vote for him now because he letting Diddy out? You can't think we're that slow. Jerome Street say Diddy ain't getting no dang on pardon. Jerome, you make sure you come back here in a few days and say that again when I announce that Diddy just been pardoned. You make sure you come back here and say that. Larry Miller, Homestead, what up? Think about what's going on, fam. Diddy is a first-time offender. A billionaire first-time offender. A billionaire first-time offender. Locked up on some trumped up charges. And given 4+ years in prison. And the government spent millions of dollars to prosecute the case. What was that about? And nobody in the history of the country has ever did that much time, was ever given that much time on a prostitution case. For the Mann Act. Never. Andre Stevens, what's up? Well, Trump is building a $250 million ballroom. He expects to live his life out as the president. It's going to take 2 or 3 damn years to build that ballroom. $250 million. Well, it won't take that long because it's going to be all hands on deck. So he'll probably try to get it built in about a year. Yeah, even if he rushes it. Because think about this, fam. They don't even have to worry about going through the permits department. They ain't got to deal with all of that. You know, they just say, okay, they find out, boom, boom, boom. You know, like there ain't no line. They skipping the line. So, yeah, they can get that thing built in about a year, year and a half. B. Drew says if Diddy's sentence is commuted, he probably still would have to register as a sex offender. Nah, he's not going to register as a sex offender. Now he's going to need a pardon. See, yeah, but you're right. If it's commuted, then he'd have to deal with registering. But if it's pardoned, the crime is forgiven entirely. Generally, commuting to a job, hold on, that's the wrong thing. A commuted sentence shortens the prison or jail time, but does not typically remove the underlying conviction that requires sex offender registration. The duty to register is tied to the criminal conviction itself, not the length of the sentence. To understand why a commuted sentence doesn't end registration, it's helpful to compare it to a pardon. Commutation. This reduces a sentence to a less severe one. For example, a governor might commute a 20-year sentence to time served. The conviction remains on the person's record and they do not regain their civil rights. Because the conviction stands, the sex offender registration requirements also remain in place. Pardon. This is an act of government forgiveness that can wipe the slate clean by restoring rights and potentially erasing a conviction, depending on the type of pardon. In some states, like Texas, an individual can only be removed from the sex offender registry if they receive a pardon based on actual innocence. Getting off the sex offender. Okay, how to end sex offender registration. How to end it. Getting off the sex offender registry is extremely difficult, but not always impossible, depending on state laws and the nature of the crime. Deregistration. In some states, a first-time non-aggravated sex offender may be able to petition the court of deregistration after a certain period of time. This process often requires the completion of sex offender treatment and proof that the person does not pose a risk to public safety. Waiting period. The required waiting period can vary significantly. In Texas, for some offenses, it can be 10 years or more after the sentence, parole, or supervision has ended. lifetime registration. Individuals convicted of more severe or sexually violent offenses are often registered to the register for life and may not be eligible for deregistration. There you go, y'all. That's some information on whether or not Diddy can have his sentence. If his sentence is commuted, would he have to register as a sex offender? That's why you don't want something like that, man. That's a stain, man. That's a stain. That's a stain you can't get rid of, man. And while we know that there are a lot of people who need to be registered, there's a lot of predators out there, and they need to be. We need to know who they are amongst us. What about those people that are actually innocent who have to register? There's people out there, there's guys out there that's on that registry that did not commit the crime that they're guilty of, but still, wherever they go, that record follows them, that jacket follows them. Yeah, Diddy should receive a full pardon. Like it won't be a commutation. It's gonna be pardon. It's gonna be a full pardon. It will not be commuted. Full pardon. Hell, Trump ain't commuting anybody's sentences anyway. He pardoning everybody. Every single person so far, at least I haven't heard about any commutations. Louis Baptiste. Lois. I say Louis. Lois. Catherine London. Iris Smith say, is this really true? Who else is reporting this info? It really irks me when people come to my channel and they start talking like that and they don't understand who they're talking about. They don't understand who channel they're on. I don't just post anything. I'm not just putting up stuff just to put up stuff and saying stuff just to say stuff. If I said it, I meant it, and a fight go with it. Now, I got this from a credible source. Ain't nobody more credible than TMZ. If I didn't know better, I would think TMZ was at the scene of every crime, at the scene of every conspiracy. I would think they have every single household and business and park and restaurant and car wash and hospital and morgue and museum and bus, train, plane tapped. I don't even know how they get all this information, but they get so much information and they be on point TMZ got better investigators than any of these other outlets y'all be talking about. They got TMZ is everywhere. Man, TMZ on all of this, even when Kobe died, TMZ broke the story. When Michael Jackson died, when Prince died, TMZ broke the story before the news got it. Before all these news outlets got it, TMZ got it. I broke the story. And I've broken stories right here before TMZ broke them. I broke the story of Trey Reed, second autopsy coming back, showing that he was murdered, not hung. You know, I mean, not have killed himself. It wasn't suicide. It was homicide. I broke that story, and somebody hopped on my Instagram talking about, well, I'm not going to believe it until I hear from the family. You fool! Who you think I got the information from? I got the information from his mama. I'm not going to hear somebody. Another person. I'm not going to believe it until I hear from his mother. Till I hear from his mother. So, but when ABC and CBS and CNN and Fox break the story, you take it for face value. You just believe it. You don't say, well, how do we know that's true? Where did they get that information from? Well, I'm not going to believe it until I hear from the mother. Now, see, because some of y'all really think that these news outlets are trustworthy. Some of y'all think these news outlets are trustworthy. And some of y'all think more of those news outlets owned and ran by those other people than you think of the ones owned and ran by people who look like you. Yeah, man. That's that self-hate. That's that self-hate at work. Some other fool in the comments said, I'm speaking of when I broke the story about Trey Reed, second autopsy coming back as a homicide. Some fool in the comments, what's the source? What is the source? What is your source? State your source. I said, I'm the source, mother. I'm the source. Hell is you talking about? I'm the source. Holding your own to a standard that you don't hold others to. Just like you go to a black bank. You go to any of these other banks, you don't even think about it. You just walk in, you see some trash on the floor, you see a bubble gum wrap on the floor, you don't even think twice about it. You can see a bubble gum wrap on the floor, a cigarette butt in a makeshift ashtray. You don't even think about it. But let it be a black bank. You walking in, looking all on the floor, looking around. Man, look at it. It's dirty in here. He got. I think I saw. What was that? Don't even want to sit down. Do the same thing at restaurants. You go into these other restaurants, somebody got a bad attitude, you just deal with it. And you go right back to that same restaurant. Go to a black restaurant and you think somebody got a bad attitude, they got a bad attitude, that's your last time going there. Oh, I can't go there. That's why I don't deal with niggas. That's why I don't go to black restaurants. I don't do business with black folks. It's that self-hate, boy. That self-hate be working. Self-hate be working overtime. That's right, Easy Q, universe. That's Stockholm Syndrome. Get your house fixed. You call a plumber, call a repairman. He come out here and fix one thing and break something else while he fixing that one thing. First thing come to your mind, man. You point it out to him, and hey man, this is what happened. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Or they leave and you discover it. They gone. Now you got to call somebody else to come fix what they messed up. And you do that, and then you hire them same looking people again to do another job. You hire the exact same people. If you don't hire them, you hire somebody else that's in that same ethnicity. But let it be a black person. They do one thing wrong. Man, that's why I don't deal with niggas, man. That's why, man, I don't mess with them, man. I don't deal with no niggas, man. You sound like Django. Step and fetch it. Out there boogalooing to assimilate. Shucking and jive. All that shucking and jive. I'm always do business with my own people. And when one mess up, I'm just gonna do business with another one. If he mess up, and if I can give him grace, I'll give him grace. But if it's unforgivable, I just try to find somebody else that look like me. If I can't find somebody else that's qualified, then I go with the next best choice. But I'm gonna try to get my people the first business. I'm gonna try to get my people the business first. Key to B 619. What's up? What it do? Oh, fam, man, what I've been thinking about. Let me take y'all over to the website. Take y'all over to the website. Let me see. Let's see how I want to do this. Stream. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I got a new clothing line, fam. I got new pieces coming out. I'll be dropping new pieces every week. And right now, I got a couple of new pieces right now. That's super cool. Super cool. Let me show y'all right quick. Share the screen with y'all. Let's see. Okay. Y'all see that? Dang your boy. Dang your boy. All right. So this is Salute, fam. This is my new line, Salute. Y'all see that right there? That's Salute. That's the Salute. That's a salute hoodie. Up to 3X. Up to 3X. Then we got over here. Oh, yeah, and by the way, early bird special going on this week. If you buy now, you get 20% off. 20% off early bird special. Right here. Exclusively on Willie D Live. Yeah. Yeah, right here. So check this out. Check this shirt out. This is one of the cool ones right here. This is one of my favorite shirts. Unapologetically blackety black, black, black. so I'm having a conversation the other day, fam, with my girl. And I was like, I was, we were just talking about some politics and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm unapologetically black. And then I said, I'm unapologetically blackety black, black, black. And I stopped. I was like, man, that's a t-shirt. And boom. So that's how this t-shirt was, that's how this t-shirt was born. That's how it came about. Because I'm unapologetically blackety black, black, black. And I got the gall to wear this type of t-shirt in front of the world and not be afraid. I'm proud. Yeah. I ain't got, man, it ain't nobody. If you got a problem with me being unapologetically black, you're the problem. There's something wrong with you. Because if I saw somebody with a shirt on where they was that was praising their identity, I wouldn't think. All I would think is that that's a proud person. But you got black people that are scared to wear clothes that uplift their identity. Yeah, they're out there. So that's why I made this shirt. I made this shirt for all the real ones, the bold ones, the ones that say it loud and proud. Yeah, unapologetically blackety, black, black, black. And for those of you who are not black that want to support, you can wear this t-shirt too. Or get you one for one of your black friends that you know that's unapologetically blackety, black, black, black. Yeah. So this is my favorite t-shirt right now. This is my favorite t-shirt. Unapologetically blackety, black, black, black. Okay. So let's go back here. So this is the cool mug. This is the mug. And also, reasonably priced, Trying to hit nobody across the head, reasonably priced. Just $20 for the coolest mug in the world right now. It's the Willie D Live. Then flip it over there, no more talk. This is for like when you sipping on your drink. Let's say you at home or you sipping on your drink and you just chilling. And you say something and you want to let everybody know you mean what you say. And they continuing to go on and go on. You just put your cup down and put it on that side where it say no more talk. Let them read that side. Just put it down. No more talk. Yeah, that's how you do that. This is another one of my favorites right here. Fatherhood is the best hood. Fatherhood is the best hood. I live by that. All this other stuff, you can be proud of where you're from, but not proud of the conditions. So I have to stress that, because some people think that the conditions is something to embrace. Hell no. Hell no. Why would you embrace living where the police come through and show no respect, where you hear sirens day and night, gunshots day and night, where you have abandoned houses, next to uh, your home. You got abandoned apartment buildings, duplexes, complexes. You have you got potholes, trash on the ground oftentimes. Why the hell would you be proud of that? Hell no. Nah. So you can be proud of where you're from, but you don't have to be proud of the conditions. You can be proud of your last name without being proud of how you was raised. You can take that last name and say, you know what? My daddy didn't do right by me. My mama didn't do right by me, but I'm going to take this name and I'm going to put some honor on it. They didn't put no honor on the name, but I'm going to put some honor on this name. You ain't got to change your name. You can take that name and make something out of it. Make something out of it. Make something positive out of the name. Ain't nobody in your family never did anything with their last name. They never did anything great. You can go out there and do something great. And if you don't do it yourself, your greatness can be facilitated with your child, with the child that you bring into the world. You can put that energy into your kids. Sometimes people's greatness is the greatness they produce. It is the ability to produce greatness. That's sometimes your greatness is the ability to produce greatness. Yeah, so that's some of the pieces that I got right now. More pieces on the way. But I just couldn't wait. I had to share that with y'all right now. But that boy right there, salute. And so I'm gonna say, fam. And by the way, this is embroidered. This is embroidered. Embroidery, fam. Salute. Oh, I didn't show y'all the back of that shirt. There you go. Got the salute on the back. Salute. Then, of course, you got your No More Talk hoodie. You put this on. You know what? This would be a dope shirt for people to wear when they coming out. Let's say if you're a boxer or you an MMA or you a basketball player, football player, baseball player, any kind of competition, tennis, you going to the gym, no more talk. It's game time. You know what I'm saying? Especially doing anything active. If you active, no more talk. Active, no more talk. Or just making a statement, in general, about life. Man, it's no more talk. It's time to put up a shit up, take care of business. It's time to put those thoughts into action. No more talk. Put our head down and go to work. I thought I had changed it, but there go to no more talk. That's the no more talk. No more talk, sweat. Yeah, this is all competition on any level. Competition, no more talk. We finna go get busy, no more talk. You know, a lot of times people talk about what they gonna do and who they gonna do it to, how they gonna do it. Hey, no more talk. And here go another. Here's another use for this hoodie. You put this on. You know, a lot of times before you start getting down with the get down, you know, your girl or your man be telling you what they gonna do, how they gonna do it, and all that kind of stuff. You put your no more talk sweater on when they walk in the door. Put your no more talk hoodie on. Have your no more talk hoodie on, and in fact, you can wear it while you're taking care of your business, man. You know what I'm talking about, man? This no more talk thing is real, man. This is a movement. No more talk. Put your no more talk hoodie on. Hoo Oh man, that hootie hoo just reminded me. I don't know why. It just reminded me of Ice Cube. I went to the Ice Cube show. When was that? Saturday in Houston. I think it was Saturday. Was it Saturday? Saturday? No, it was Friday in Houston. Man, Ice Cube brought out a Goodyear blimp, and it read "Ice Cube's a pimp." Say, man, just when you thought you saw it all, something, I don't even say simple. It's not really simple, but he had already said it, and we've been singing a song for 30 years. But you never imagined he would bring out a blimp while performing. He'd have a blimp floating through this arena while he's performing. Today was a good day. Man. And then also, you know how a lot of our entertainers now that's getting up in age, you know, they can't really go as strong as they used to go with their voices. Man, Ice Cube killed that thing for 2 hours, had his voice, didn't lose his voice at all, didn't do no lip syncing, killed it. Yeah. Yeah, for real. What y'all talking about, fam? What y'all talking about with Ticket? That's my partner. What y'all talking about? It's out, but TMZ put only on 2 of their channels. What's out? What y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? Justice Kelly, what up? Yeah, he absolutely is going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. You know, he got to. Ghislaine know where all the bodies are buried, and she held her mud. She ain't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. She didn't give Trump up. So yeah, he'll pardon her. John King. Yeah, Q came out with Dub C. At first, I thought Dub wasn't there. I'm like, hold on, man, I ain't get the memo on that. Now, hold on, because Cube and Dub, man, they got something special when they on that stage together. So Cube ran it by himself for that first hour, and that was different because usually I see Cube on the stage with Dub C when he's doing a lengthy show, especially. But Cube took care of his business by himself for that first hour, and I was content. I was cool with that. And then out of nowhere, he calls Dub C out, and hey, Dub came out there and did his thing, did that crip walking like nobody else can do it. And then Cube and Dub took it from there. I mean, it's beautiful to watch them dudes on stage together. It's beautiful to watch them on stage together. They got something special. They got something special. And to see Cube still have that passion and get down, even Dub C too, to have that passion. I was watching Dub do his thing, and Dub walked off stage like a boss. After he's like, I know I got this. Like, I know that feeling, you know what I mean? When you know you got it and they hanging on to every word and everything you do, every move you make, you getting a reaction. Dub walked off that stage like, yeah. Yeah. Dub had that look like, yeah, I got some more. Where that come from? Y'all want some more? Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait till I come back out here with Q. Yeah, man. Beautiful, man. Well, I love to see them shows when artists know how to perform. I I, I don't want to go to no show, man, and see somebody just walking side to side and lip syncing and talking while the song is playing, and they got 50 people on stage who ain't working, and they having a conversation over here, and I don't want to watch no show like that. But I come out for a performance, and that's why I try to not miss Cube shows, because I know he's gonna perform. I'll tell you somebody else whose shows I try not to miss, because I know I'm gonna get a performance. Public Enemy. Ooh, man, Chuck and Flav, boy, they gonna give it to you, man. They gonna give it to you every single time. I don't give a damn if it's 500 people or 50,000. They gonna give it to you every time. I like watching those good shows. They put that work in. Like If I don't see you sweating on stage, I don't think you did nothing. I need to see some sweat. I need to see that sweat. Yeah, KRS-One, he another one, man. He gonna give you the sweat. KRS-One, Busta Rhymes. Oh yeah, man. And I'm gonna tell you somebody else too, fam, who hit that stage, man, and blazed that stage every time. Lupe Fiasco. Lupe don't be playing no games on that stage. Um, Big Crit. Big Crit don't play no games on that stage. He don't play no games. Don't play no games on that stage. Just not joining, fam. We got we got Donald Trump, who is considering pardoning Diddy before the end of the week. There's reports that Donald Trump will pardon Diddy by the end of the week. Not next week, not next month, not next year, but this week. There's reports that Donald Trump will pardon Diddy. Diddy will be going home by the end of this week, according to a very high-ranking source within the White House. Diddy is on his way home. Donald Trump is seriously considering wiping out Diddy's 50-month sentence that was given to him by an unfair judge, Judge Subramanian. I don't care what nobody say. I think that judge from day one knew that he was going to give Diddy some time. I think that judge was put in place to give Diddy some time because Diddy really didn't get any breaks. And I know sometimes it can look like the judge is giving you breaks here and there, but what they do, a lot of times they do that so that it can seem like they're being fair. But what they'll do is they'll give you a break and they'll grant your emotions when it's insignificant. But overall, they make sure they hold their spot on the issues that matter most, where they can maintain the position, where they can get you that, where they can give you that time, make sure that time stick, make sure that sentence stick. So I thought all along, it was my belief all along that the judge had planned to give Diddy some time. And I just never thought for one moment that if Diddy did get some time, that he deserved to get anything more than a couple of years, a year or two, you know. He could have received up to, I think, 11 years, something like that. Or he could have got a 20 piece. But the prosecutors were asking for 11 years. And then by the time the sentencing hearing came, they were asking for, I think, 9 years or something like that, and they settled for, and the judge pretty much chopped it up to 4 years and 2 months. But that was excessive for a made-up crime on top of everything, and then plus he was a first-time offender. Nah. So if they can do Diddy like that, fam, they can do a whole lot of people like that. The difference is Diddy got the money to get back right. Most people gonna have to do that time. Once they get the time, they're gonna have to do it. That's my time, fam. Make sure y'all go get you some official salute gear. Salute is my new line. Make sure you go get you some. That's the No More Talk shirt. That's the No More Talk hoodie. And over here we got, let's see, we got the salute hoodie. That's embroidered. That's embroidered right there. And then we have, what we got over here? Hold on, wait a minute. I got too many tabs open. Okay, so over here, where am I at? All these damn tabs. Okay, so here. Where's the salute? Okay, there's the salute. That's the salute. Then over here we got, boom, unapologetically black t-shirt. My favorite t-shirt. Then we got the coffee mug. Smooth, clean, and elegant. The Willie D Live coffee mug. And when you're done talking, when you're done sipping and talking, you can just put your cup down and show them the no more talk sign. No more talk. Smooth, clean, elegant. And then we have here, fatherhood is the best hood. This is a hot t-shirt right here. I sell a lot of these shirts. Fatherhood is the best hood. And then, of course, our number one seller, No More Talk, the number one seller, the No More Talk pullover hoodie. No More Talk. The new No More Talks will have the salute on the back. Those will be coming up next week. We'll have the new ones out. Right now, you got an early bird special going on, 20% off of your order right now. If you order right now, 20% off the order. So get your No More Talk, get your salute gear right here, right now. You dig? That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.